to the University of Miami. He's a hoop head, just like I am, except he's
Yes,
actually
sir.
a hoop head. I'm actually a wannabe hoop head. Hey, Rob, man, welcome today. Thanks for being a part of what we got going on. Hey, tell everybody a little bit about who you are. Yeah, tell everybody about who you are, where you're at, and kind of what you've got going on right now. What are all the things you're involved in?
So yeah, man, like you said, Robert Hite. I grew up in Cincinnati, Ohio, and I always grew up playing sports and played everything: baseball, football, basketball, ran track, soccer. Business.
You're good, man. You're good, man.
Yeah, man. So went to University of Miami, played 4 years there, graduated, and ended up playing in the NBA my rookie year, playing with the Miami Heat, went undrafted, and had to fight my way on the team, and played a couple more years, a little bit with the Nets, the Suns, the next 2 years, and then finished my career overseas, and now just playing in the Big Three. And I got my real estate license 3 years ago, and that's been my main focus, just working on life after sports, after basketball, and building a dynasty in the business world.
I love it, man. So here's a personal question I want to ask you. This is from a 51-year-old guy who still tries to hoop every now and then. I know the NBA was checks, but did you have more fun playing in the Big Three, or did you have more fun playing in the league?
Oh man, playing in the league, man. I can't even the NBA is just a different level and a different
I get
animal,
it.
Man. It's a different level. But the Big Three, I love it, especially where I'm at in my life and my career.
Yeah,
I have a ball. It's kind of like All-Star Weekend for 10 weeks in a row.
Dude, it looks so much fun. I watch it and I'm like, dude, man, this is insane.
Nah,
you and I talked a little bit off air. So when we play, most of the guys that play with us are in the mid-30s. Like I said, Duke, Georgetown, Georgia Tech, Murray State, Antoine went to. You pretty much play college basketball. So it's closed gym. So like we close, and it's all guys that really know how to play and play the game the right way.
Yeah. Sure.
David Pollock, who's on ESPN's College Game Day. Davy's one of my real good friends. So he's actually got a gym at his house now. So we go to Davies and play on Wednesday night, in Athens, and so that's fun. So it's fun. But anyway, listen, talk to me. You said something just a minute ago. You said University of Miami, and you said you not walked on, but literally had to earn a spot to be able to play for the Miami Heat. Talk to me about growing up. We talk a lot about passion and purpose. Talk to me about your passion for the game and about how you had to overcome some of those hurdles. And you said just a minute ago, I had to earn my spot on the team. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, man. I mean, going through that process, it wasn't even hard. Because my love for the game was just so strong. I just love playing basketball anyway. So I knew if I put in the work, and I always believed in myself, and I knew I had the talent to play, in the NBA. And every day I just woke up with a goal, with a mission, to play in the NBA, and that was my motivating force every day. Is that, I told people in high school, like, one day I'm playing the NBA, and I believed that from day one because I knew how hard I would work. I knew I wasn't gonna let nobody outwork me.
What did other people, when you told people you were gonna be in the NBA, what did they say to you?
My friends, close friends, they're like, they was right with me. Of course, you have doubters and haters and saying you need to work on this, you need to do this and this and this. You ain't gonna be big enough, you're not tall enough. But I didn't listen to any of that. I didn't even hear that. My focus, I saw other guys do it. Allen Iverson being around my size, a little bit shorter, but him doing it on the level he did it at was super motivation for me. That smaller guys can do it and produce and excel on that level. And I got my opportunity, and I thoroughly enjoyed it, took full advantage of it, and here we are today, saying that I did something that 99% of the people in the world could never say they did.
Right. So talk to me about, when you were at Miami, University of Miami, coming up to draft day. Let's talk, because I've got a couple of friends that have been kind of in that same process. Some of them just graduated in the last couple of years, kids that I kind of mentor and speak into, and just kind of help along the journey a little bit. Talk to me about, were you expecting to get drafted? Did somebody say, hey, these are the chances for you to get drafted? Did you know you were going to be just kind of a free agent, have to earn your keep on a team? What did that process look like for you?
For me, I knew it. I knew I would probably be undrafted. It was a slim chance of getting drafted in the second round. But either way, for me, I was gonna put in the work and make it happen. regardless. Even if it didn't happen that year, the next year I was gonna come back and keep coming back. So
right.
For me, I knew that I probably would be undrafted, and I think Miami Heat ended up inviting me to summer league after the draft, like maybe the next day or next couple of days, and then from there I just took care of business and did what I had to do.
So was there on draft night? Because I walked a couple of guys through this just 2 years ago. 2 guys, both led the Sun Belt in scoring, and one was the conference player of the year. And I kind of helped walk a couple of those guys through this journey because one of them actually thought he was going to get drafted and didn't. Right. Was there any disappointment for you when that happened? Was there like
not disappointment, just a chip on my shoulder, because I always felt like even in high school was overlooked a little bit by other guys for whatever reasons, maybe being in a more popular city or just a bigger platform. I don't know, which is cool. But I always had a chip on my shoulder because I felt like I was just as good as the top players in the country.
So what happened? So you got invited to summer league.
So summer league, whenever I got a chance to play, I produced.
That's what I was gonna say.
in a short amount of time. So in the NBA, that's what it's about, production. Like it's a lot of everybody can play. But when you get those minutes,
how long did it take you, Rob? How long did it take you when you stepped on the floor? You go undrafted. You get a call the next day. Hey, we want you to come down. We want you to be part of a summer league game. How long when you got on the floor did it click in you that I can play here? Like I got it. Like I can.
No, day one because in college we played with the NBA guys every summer.
I got you.
Jamal Mashburn, Tim Hardaway, Alonzo Mourning, Udonis Haslem, Rashawn Leonard, all those guys used to come to Miami and play. So I used to hold my own. So I'm like, I always knew I had the talent. That was never an issue for me. It was just a matter of getting an opportunity.
But Sean's actually from Michigan. He went to Flint. He's from Flint.
So
he graduated. Man. He's a couple years older than I am. But I remember that Flint Northwestern team.
Boy, he could play.
Him, man. Him and Glenn Rice played on the same high school team together.
They played on the same high school team?
Oh, yes, sir.
Man, that's not fair.
That team.
That's not fair, bro.
That team was ridiculous, bro.
Glenn is my guy too.
So Glenn was young. So I told you I grew up. I was born in Detroit. I grew up in Michigan. So I'm a big Pontiac. I'm a big Michigan guy. So nice. So those are my guys right there. So you get an opportunity. What was it like when your agent called you or whoever called you and said, "Hey, we got a spot for you on the team"?
I was excited, and it was Miami and that's home. That was home for me. So I went to school there 4 years, kind of like a homegrown kid now. Getting an opportunity to play in front of this home crowd. So I was super excited. Like, oh, I got a chance. Like, so now it's time to put in the work. I put everything. I stopped partying. I stopped hanging out. And was super locked in and focused. Like I got to make this happen.
So first time you walk into the arena down in Miami and you're walking in the locker room and you're seeing guys,
I'm playing with Shaq and D-Wade, and it was at first you're like, man, that's like D-Wade he was my favorite player, one of my favorite players at the time too, because I just love the way he played the game, his approach, and being able now he's my teammate, Shaq, my teammate, like guys that I've grown up watching and admiring from afar, and even taking some of their game and put it in with my game. It's like now these guys are my teammates, but that didn't last that long because like now my goal is to make the team for real and play with these guys for the season. So I had to put the fan part to the side. And
so that was I was gonna ask you that same question I asked you just a minute ago. When you got in that locker room and you got on that floor, when did you go, oh, okay, I belong?
It was within that first week, a couple of days of just in awe of being in that situation, being here, like, man, it's finally happening. I'm finally getting an opportunity. But a couple of days, like after playing with those guys and working with those guys, it's like now it's time to get to work, and I'm trying to bust.
Who pulled you aside and just kind of coached you? Who pulled you aside?
Shaq used to talk to me all the time and give me pointers. Pat Riley actually used to, talk to me a lot. Spoelstra. Pat Riley was the head coach at the time when I played. Spoelstra was the assistant. He used to talk to me a lot. And, Antoine Walker was there, Gary Payton, those guys. Like all of them, we had a really close team. Yeah. We had a really close team. And everybody really looked out for each other. Like Jay Will, White Chocolate. I love him, man. That's my guy.
Well, that cat can play, bro.
He can play, man. I love his game.
Yeah.
So everybody really was close, but Shaq, you know, Gary Payton, James Posey, Antoine Walker, those were the guys that I really, you know, dealt with the most and talked to the most.
So passion, purpose. Did you knew that you belonged? You had the fire to. I love what you said just a minute ago. You said I stopped partying, I stopped hanging out. Like I got locked in, laser focused. So had your time in the NBA, transition. Obviously, you told me you played overseas for a little bit, and then your playing career is done. How did that passion and that work ethic? How did you take that and turn that into business?
I've always had the work ethic. I grew up, my parents, hard workers, no complaining, just get up, do what you got to do, make it happen. And I saw that. Okay, I saw that, and you know, it rubbed off on me. All my siblings, like we all are hard workers. We all, you know, put in the time that we need to get stuff done. And you know, for me, I tore my Achilles in 2012. So that just opened my eyes, because prior to that, it was just all basketball. Basketball was playing A through Z. And I'm always like, well, okay, when I finish playing, I'll do real estate, because I always wanted to do real estate. I'll do real estate. I'll do this. I'll do that. But tearing my Achilles forced me to be like, okay, I might never be able to play basketball again. What am I going to do? I got to start focusing on life after basketball now. And I was 28 at the time. And that really started the entrepreneurial business world, focusing on life after basketball. I actually studied the test. I had moved back home to Cincinnati, and I started studying for the test, the real estate test, while I was home hurt, to get my license. And that's when it started for me.
So talk to me about the real estate journey. So you're a real estate agent now in the Miami area. Talk to me about that journey. How long you've been doing it, and what's that been like since you've been doing that?
So when I tore my Achilles, I started studying, but I didn't take the test for a couple of years. So I ended up moving back to Florida, taking the class again, taking the test, and I've been licensed for 3 years now. And the journey's been amazing, man. Just I've been blessed, you know, playing basketball on the level that I played on, to be in some rooms with some people and have friendships with people that, you know, a lot of people would dream just having a conversation with. So I've been blessed to have some amazing connections. And I've really just been trying to connect and tell people what I'm doing now. It's like life after basketball, business world. Let's connect. Let's make money together. Let's build together. And, you know, things have just been kind of like falling in place for me. Just, for example, with the deal that I did with David Beckham, selling the penthouse to him at 1000 Museum, that was because of relationships. And, you know, an old teammate of mine was connected with a guy who is good friends with David Beckham, and that's how that all, you know, came together.
Love it. What's next for you? What's it look like? Obviously, you told me you're in LA. You've got some other business opportunities. So here's what I like to focus on for a couple minutes before we wrap up. You told me today your work day looks like what? What's your schedule look like every day? So
I told you when the pandemic first started, a friend of mine called me like, listen, I see a need in the PPE space. You know, we got a lot of connections. We can connect buyers and sellers. You know, start getting on the phone and calling, seeing who has needs, who needs to buy product, who needs to sell product. And, you know, 7 weeks later, he's like, we got to start an official business because it's going so well. And the conversations and the people that we've been talking to have been insane. Like CEO of LinkedIn and the city of LA and state of Virginia, FBI. Like, it's crazy how gloves, masks, and things that we never even thought about have become the commodity to have, and the demand is super high. So it's just, you know, my day, I'm in LA. I go to bed usually around 1 o'clock and wake up at 4:30, 5 o'clock to get back to it, because we got to catch the East Coast. We got people looking for product that's on the ground that if you don't catch it on the East Coast before somebody else does, because you're on the West Coast, you're gonna miss out. And we basically, like my boy said, we don't sleep, we take naps. So take a quick nap, get up and get to it, man. And this is a short window. So, you know, for us, we're just in a bad situation, just taking advantage of an opportunity to
just hustling,
not only help, but, you know, make some money at the same time. And, you know, that's what our days have been like the last few weeks.
I love it. I love the passion you have, that entrepreneurial drive you have. And I love how, like I said, I told you David Pollock's a real good friend of mine. And I love having conversations with David. We talk about it every week. I love the drive to compete in sports, whether it be whatever sport you're at. And I love how that transitions over into just that entrepreneurial game. Because, bro, you don't need to get up at 1:30 in the morning or go to bed at 1 and get up at 4:30. You don't need to do that.
Right.
Like, you don't have to do that. If you just wanted to chill, you could just chill.
Right.
But that drive. So my motto and my companies that I own, I've got 3 companies that I own. My motto for our team is we jump off a cliff and build an airplane on the way down.
That's it.
Like, let's go,
man.
baby.
And that's what we did. We jumped in. No experience, no education on PPE, on what's going on, but every day we learn something and we get better. So
let me ask you a question, Rob. Why do people not do that? Why? You just said we had no idea what we were doing. We just jumped in.
Failure, man. People don't want to fail. People don't want to seem like they don't want people to know that they don't know. Like, it's okay.
Right.
You don't know everything.
Right.
We don't know everything. Like, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to ask people questions. It's okay. That's the only way to learn. And to be successful, you have to ask questions. You have to learn. You have to fail forward. And that's the only way to get better. And I'm not afraid to fail. I'm not afraid of no. I'm not afraid of messing up. A year, it could go every day. I can mess up for a year, and then day 366, something clicks, and now every day from then on is just money coming in and different experiences. And so I'm not afraid of that. My boy called me. It was no hesitation. Like, okay, what I got to do? Tell me what to do. And I'm out here in LA and we're building, and it's beautiful, man. It's beautiful.
I love it, man. So we come off of COVID to where our country is in turmoil right now. And you and I talked a little bit about this right now. I talked about this earlier. So out of the past 25 years, I've spent 12 of that in the real estate business, and I spent 12 of that pastoring churches and planting churches.
Nice.
So I'm a white, male, conservative. What do I need to hear? What's the message that people like me need to hear, Rob?
Like for the Black community, man, it's not. We just want to be treated fairly. Like, we just want a fair shot. And this country was based on, so they say, everybody getting a fair shot, being treated equally and fairly, but that's not the case. And it's never been the case. And for conservative white people like yourself who are with the Black community and stand with the Black community and want to see people treated fairly, like, we just need you guys to speak up, because we could do it. We've been doing it for a long time, but it's not the same as yourself speaking up to your friends who might feel a certain type of way about the Black community. And, it's up to you guys to put them in their place and make them understand and see why that's not right.
And call that out.
It's like, this is a human race thing. It's not Black, white, Mexican, Puerto Rican. It's not that. This is a human. You just got to treat people right, man. Like, I could never just treat another human being like that. That's crazy to me. So, because they look different, or their skin color is different, and their hair and it's just generational, man. Like, it's things that have been passed down for hundreds of years that it's going to take a while to break that. But it's the unfortunate death of George Floyd just triggered. That was like the last straw. Like, it's got to stop. This has to change, and it's a worldwide thing, not just the U.S. Like, you see people protesting everywhere, all over the world, and people are just tired of being treated unfairly. Everybody just wants a fair shot. Black, brown, and
I told you just a while ago. I grew up in Pontiac in Detroit. Tons of friends, tons of Black friends, a lot. Grew up in inner city. So I've always had a lot of friends. Race has never been an issue for me. Right. It's never been an issue for my friends. I've always thought that, dude, 3/4 of the kids, the guys that I mentor now are Black guys I hoop with or that I've known. Right. I referee college basketball. But I was on the way home from the beach a couple of weeks ago, and I shared this story with you just a while ago. My daughter's about to get engaged to a young Black guy. And so for us, obviously, I pastored churches forever. And for her mom and I, our heart really has always been, I don't care what color he is. As long as he loves Jesus and he loves you, I'm good.
That's it.
But when on the way home from the beach week and a half ago, Jason was sitting in the seat next to me, and we were talking about, and I just say, he's real quiet. So my daughter's just like I am, so she can talk all day long. Jason's super quiet, kind of super reserved. And so I was like, he's got his master's degree, went to UAB. He's a social worker downtown in Birmingham. And I just said, hey, talk to me. What's going on? Like, how are you feeling? How are you thinking? Like, tell me about I want to know about your experiences.
Right.
And dude, he's 24 years old, bro. Things just begin to come out of him, and about being stopped by police and about different things that he had experienced in his life. And to be honest with you, and I told you this, it changed my perspective the moment I thought this guy's gonna marry my daughter, which I'm thrilled about. My grandchildren are gonna be mixed.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it changes. It changes my perspective, and it changes the way I go. Oh wow.
Yep.
So I think there's a lot of white Americans. So my daughter posted something on. I actually posted about this on Instagram it took me an hour and a half to write an Instagram post because I was worried about what would people say.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about what people say about him being black.
No, I get it.
But you know what I'm saying? What will people say about, Ken, why'd you say this? And so my daughter posted something last week, and we were kind of communicating back and forth. And I said, babe, listen, you got to be careful what you post, because on both sides of the fence, some people don't want it to get better.
No, for sure.
And I really believe in the goodness of people. I believe there are great people in this country.
There are.
All kinds of color.
And it showed throughout this, the last week or so with, everybody coming together of all races. So there are a lot of good people, and we have to speak up more. And we don't. And that's the issue, is that most of the time we just let stuff go to the wayside and things stay the same. But if we all speak up, and even with, I definitely get it with you and your daughter, being careful what you post. But right now it's either you on the side of right or you on the side of wrong. So if I post something and it offends you and we were friends, then I'm about to lose some friends. Because this is not about black, white. This is right and wrong, man. And it's just not right, the way things are going.
Yeah, I agree. Well, bro, listen, I'm super excited you came on today, man. I knew when Richie had you on a couple of weeks ago. Richie's my guy, dude. There are very few.
I love Richie,
and there are very few people. My business is taken off in the last 6-7 months, man. It's grown by 800%.
That's awesome.
It's we've just seen. I mean, dude, it's been insane. And I tell Richie all the time, Richie Dolan, who we're talking about, I tell Richie all the time, out of all the things that have happened to me in the last 7 months, 1 or 2 on the list is getting connected with Richie and meeting him and building a relationship with him.
For sure.
And then it gets me connected with guys like you, and we can come on here and have, just honest conversations about, hey, what does this look like? It's how can I raise my passion level and my purpose level to help and be a voice for what's going on, for the injustice and what's going on and what you experience.
And this is what, like, and I appreciate you even bringing it up, asking, what can I do? How can I help? Like, these are the type of conversations that we need to have right now, like with everybody, all our friends. What can we all do together to help correct this wrong? It's been, here in this country, in this world for hundreds and hundreds of years. And I really appreciate that, because that is tough, especially for you as a white male, just, thinking about the backlash. But none of us can think about that right now. It's like, we got to change this, guys. This is not right.
I agree. I think it'd be a lot easier if we could throw the politicians on both sides of the fence out the window. I think we probably get some things solved, to be honest with you.
For sure, man. It's just crazy, man. It's crazy times. There's a shift coming up. There's a shift coming in the world. There's a shift of wealth coming in the world. There's a shift in, the way things have been run in this country. And I feel it, and I felt it for a little while, and it's either you're gonna change or you're not, and if you don't change, you're gonna get left behind.
Right.
We all have to adjust right now, and there's a better way to do things, and hopefully in our lifetime we're able to see that change.
I agree, man. Well, listen, dude, again, I'm super honored, super grateful you came on today, spent some time with our audience.
I appreciate you, man.
Excited about what you got going on. So I just want to win. We're hooping, man. I just want to come in the gym, give me an Instagram shot. Ready, so are y'all playing at all right now, or is anything even open in LA?
I played a few times while I was in Miami. I've been in LA for almost a week now, but I played a few times in Miami. Things started opening back up a little bit, and it felt weird because I hadn't played in like 2 months.
Yeah, I hadn't
played. Playing basketball with a football.
Yeah, I played it. I played at Davy's house. Probably a week before everything happened. So it's been 3 months. I'm working out like crazy.
Yeah.
But
I've been working out like crazy, but I haven't really been playing. So looking forward to really getting back out there on the court and getting in some work.
When are you gonna be back in Miami?
I'll probably go back this weekend or the beginning of next week.
I'm gonna be there next Thursday, Friday. I'm gonna be at Grant's office.
I should be there. Let's link up.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to. Okay. Yeah, so I'll be in Aventura. Well, dude, okay. Rob, thanks a ton, man. Thanks for having just an open, honest conversation with us. Dude, I love your passion. I love your go get it freaking attitude, bro. It's like, hey, I don't know nothing about this, but we're gonna go get this done.
We're gonna make it happen.
I love it, baby. I love it. Hey, thanks for joining us, man. Listen, we got to get you on one of our virtual summits. We do. Okay. You have 8 communicators, about 10 minutes. You just bring a 10-minute word, and then we do about 5 minutes of Q&A. And we get thousands of people watch that every week.
Let's do it. Let's do it, bro.
Yeah, it's been phenomenal. I appreciate you, my friend. Hey guys, listen, thanks for being a part of our Grow Stack Drive Weekday Live. My guy Rob Hite, hanging out in Miami and in LA, former NBA player from the University of Miami. Rob, again, thanks, my friend. Enjoy your day, bro. Look forward to building a relationship with you, my friend.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Have a great day.
Hey, go get that work done, baby.
Yes, sir.